All right, so as I mentioned, we're a resource of plumbers and contractors. All right, we're a manufacturer and sourcing agent for a wide range of products for the waterworks sector. So not only do we manufacture pipes, we provide the valves, the couplings, the PVC fittings, etc. We also do metal fittings, so like the ductile iron gate valves. We do fire hydrants, we do couplings, we have hundreds and hundreds of products that we distribute. All right, we do water pumps, tankless water heaters, conventional water heaters, etc. All right, we're committed to working with key stakeholders, the Bureau of Standards, the Plumbing Association, the Fire Services Association, as well as contractors to move forward the industry locally and regionally. All right, so why PVC? So, as you guys would have heard a bit earlier, one of the main issues that you find in some of the other types of water conduit materials would be corrosion. All right, so I know you would experience that with, for example, the galvanized piping. It's very susceptible to corrosion. With PVC, you don't have that issue. It's invulnerable to underground external corrosion as well as internal pipe corrosion. So usually when you do a cross-section of, some of the cast iron pipes that you see, after like 20, 30 years, it might be a 6-inch pipe, but you may only have like a 2-inch borehole. Everything else is just corrosion. You don't really get that with PVC. All right, the system design and installation is simplified with a single-wall durable PVC pipe material. All right, so this is actually a very good point. In light of, like just recently I was in Dominica, for example. They use a lot of HDP. All right, after a natural disaster, you want something that can easily be put in the ground and you get back running. All right, one of the benefits of PVC is that it's very simple. Once you know how to connect it, you can do it. Even the tile man could do it. All right? Whereas with HDP, it's not that simple. It requires a fusion machine. I did a quote for a client in Antigua. Supplied, containers of HDP. But then they only had one fusion machine on island that was working. And it broke down. So you had containers of HDP pipes on the ground, but you didn't have a fusion machine. Right? You don't get that issue with PVC. You can just join it together. All right? So, strength. When properly designed and installed, PVC pipes can handle external loads up to 75,000 kilograms per square meter. All right? And internal pressure ratings up to 305 psi. Or even higher, actually. And I'll show you how. All right, water quality. So the PVC pipes, it delivers water as the same sort of quality as, when it goes in. All right, so there's no change. You don't get any leakage in terms of the PVC compounds into the water supply, which is a good thing. You obviously don't want to have water flowing through lead pipes and drinking lead contaminated water, etc. All right. So, as you see, it isn't a source of lead or other chemical contaminants associated with metal pipe and does not react with even the most aggressive water. All right? It has a superior flow as well. The inside of PVC is very smooth. All right? So it takes a lot less to pump and, to push the volume of water out as opposed to some other types of pipes. All right? All right. I've been in situations before where the lines are installed, all the service connections in. Time for pressure test. Gaskets blowing out. Why are the gaskets blowing out? Doing investigations. Dig up the road. Improper insertion. All right. So the reason for this presentation, if there's one thing that I hope you guys could leave here today with, at least from my presentation, would be how to install the gaskets. All right? So you save yourself time and money. To get to the part where you install the gaskets, you first have to understand the proper handling and storage of pipes. A lot of the times when the pipe is transported to site, I wouldn't say a lot of the times, but some of the times when the pipe is transported to site, it gets damaged, all right, because of improper handling techniques. And it doesn't have anything to do with how you insert the gasket and all that stuff. The pipe arrived to you damaged because proper precautions weren't taken in the beginning to move the pipe from point A to point B. You see these things a lot. I've seen it in Trinidad where you have a man with a pickup, put maybe like a 12-inch pipe And then, you reach on site and you have a fellow on the back just throw off the pipe. These things are not good, So you want to unload the pipes with reasonable care. Careless unloading can result in damaged product or personal injury. One of the things that my colleague has mentioned to me that she sees a lot in the hardware trade would be the over-tightening of the straps. So usually when the pipe leaves the factory, it leaves in bundles. So what they usually do is strap it onto they strap it together to make sure the load is secured. But sometimes, if you have like an overzealous or like somebody's working out too much, goes a little bit crazy with the ratcheting tie down, it causes the pipe to actually deform or break, So you might have a perfect pipe, but, it just tightened too much. All right, so when unloading by hand, you want to remove one piece at a time and block the shipment to keep from rolling off the truck. All right, you want to prevent accidents and injuries when handling, especially large diameter pipes. All right, as you can see here, Century Eslon manufactures pipes up to 450 mm, which is probably the equivalent of 18 inches. So you can see that pipe can range between maybe about 400 to 700 pounds. If one of those falls off or lands on someone's foot or something like that, it's going to be a bad day for everybody involved. All right, so in terms of lowering the pipe into the trench, for large diameter pipes, you can place the pipe and fittings into the trench using ropes and skids, slings on the backhoe bucket, or you can lower by hand. But you definitely don't want to do a Spartan kick of the pipe into the trench. All right, it's probably not the best way to get the pipes in. All right, try not to allow any of the pipes to take an unrestrained fall into the bottom of the trench. Field cutting. All right, PVC pipe, it's very easy to cut. Once you make a straight square edge, you're fine. All right, you can use the power tool, or you can use, a PVC saw. Cleaning and inspection. The gaskets in some of the pipes, like the large diameter pipes, I think pipes above 315 mm, they come with the gaskets supplied separately. All right, the other pressure pipes, the gaskets are integrated into the design. So it's actually like I think it's about $120,000 machine that inserts the gasket into the pressure pipe. So it's not like a field serviceable gasket. All right, so if you receive, let's say, a SDR 17 or SDR 21 pipe from Century Eslon, and something is wrong with the gasket, then you need to give us a call. It's not a situation where you can look at some other pipes that you already have pipe in the trench, you rip out the gasket from that pipe, rip out the gasket and replace it. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. It will hold up, but it's going to fail the pressure test because it's not to the spec. All right? All right, so lubrication and assembly. This is a very, very, very important point. Lubricant should be applied in accordance with the pipe manufacturer's instructions. Use only the lubricant supplied or recommended by the pipe manufacturer. I've been on sites. I've seen some of the things that you guys use as, not you guys, but some plumbers have used. All right, let me get, what do you guys use as in Tobago as lubricant? Squeezy, grease, baby oil. Hey, this is PVC pipes, huh? Yeah, I've seen like Vaseline, I've seen Squeezy. I haven't seen any baby oil though. All right. But yeah, we sell the lubricant. The lubricant is very cheap. You're spending like, I don't know, like $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 depending on the size of the pipe. You could just put aside $40 and you can get a tub of gasket lubricant. That'll last you a very long time. All right? It's not worth the risk. To recap, Electrical Industries Group / Century Eslon and the future of the waterworks industry. There's increased competition on the local market. You have, the importation of substandard materials. We have the full complement of valves, hydrants, couplings, and new waterworks materials. We took the decision early this year, to beef up and stock ourselves well for this financial year. So we have shipments of valves and couplings loading up our warehouse as we speak. All right, so we are very well prepared for any requests that you guys have. All right, the last thing, the big giveaway that I want to tell you guys that Bithia, my colleague, who's the hardware sales manager for Electrical Industries Group, she's been able to negotiate with one of our main partners in Tobago, which would be the Tobago Color Shop. And once you guys present your TPAT membership card, you're entitled to a discount on purchase of Century Eslon products. Yeah, just show the card. All right? All right?